This is my Beverly Hills watch. It's a TSAR BOMBA. I think I pronounced that correctly. It looks really expensive, and I figured, hey, if I'm going to get shot or murdered or robbed or whatever, they're not going to get away with something nice. So they can have this. It's inexpensive. It looks great, and hey, yeah, there you have it.
It's got to be one of the weirdest sales pitches for a watch. Like, hey, this is cheaper than an RM, so if I'm gonna get murdered, I'm gonna wear this one.
But besides that, it's just good value for money. I mean, it's an expensive looking watch for very little money.
We've spoken about other brands that kind of do a similar thing. They try to replicate that RM look, and there are a lot of knockoffs, but the TSAR BOMBA is a great, very, very, very affordable way to get into that sort of look. The case is a crushed carbon case. Like, it feels great in the hand. I mean, I don't own an RM, but I've felt plenty of them, and this thing does not leave me feeling like it's cheap and flimsy.
It didn't feel any different to an RM.
Actually, this is the first time that I'm wearing a more expensive watch than you are.
Yeah, you're in. Very interesting question. My answer to that is, you know, I always try to remember that anything that happens in life is temporary, right? There's revolving time, and if something bad happens, then you just have to look at the time where you are now and where you'll be in a week from now, 2 weeks, 6 months. So hey, it can get better. So if you look at the bad thing, you look to the positive, which is the improvement on where you are now. Never let it get to you. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think time is a great healer, for sure.
Heals everything.
Yeah.
Well, I rephrase it. It doesn't heal everything. It certainly puts a great band-aid on everything.
Yeah.
And as time goes by, everything appears to get better.
I think having the mindset to be able to, even in the darkest of times, look for those little glimmers of hope and really like hold on to them. I think that's the important thing, isn't it? Is just making the most of any small victories that happen during that time where you're feeling down, something bad has happened.
And always keep a positive mindset. That's key, number one. If you're not positive, you're going to have a doomsday. So always stay positive. Certainly good to have good credit, and it also shows, if somebody's looking, you've been reputable in paying your bills, you've been on time, and that other companies deem you worthy of credit. So I would say try and get your credit score as high as you possibly can. Career, there's one where you become your own boss, and the second one is where you become an employee of somebody else. If you want to become your own boss, think about things that you've struggled with. If you wanted to do something, buy something, whatever it might be, and you've struggled because you couldn't find it, that is something that you could follow as a career path, because you won't be the only one that's struggling if it's difficult to find, right? Or anything along those lines. So, you know, locate something that there's a failure with, there's a problem in obtaining it. So I always go out and build something that doesn't exist. That would be number one. And if you want to do something in the path of being an employer, an employee of somebody, what I would say is find something that you like. If you don't love what you do, it's a jail sentence, right? So you want to go to work and have fun, enjoy it. So find something that you're passionate about and become good at it, and then go get yourself a good job.
In 5 years.
You have a chance at any age. There's no boundary to success. And there's also no definition of success. So depending on, you know, what you want in life, if you achieve it, regardless of whether it's a monetary factor, a health factor, whatever it might be, that's success. There's no boundaries. So absolutely, 39, 49, 89, if you have the get up and go and you want to do something, you can absolutely succeed in it.
Yeah, I think as long as you have that goal and that drive to achieve something, age is absolutely not a factor whatsoever.
That's very. Do something that you love, watch your cash flow, make sure you concentrate on sales. Whatever it is you do, sales is what it's all about. Everything else will come. But if you don't have sales, you don't have cash flow. You don't have cash flow, you don't have a business. There's not a company in the world that's gone under by not having a positive cash flow. So you can make lots of profit, but if your cash flow is negative, you're going to have problems. Sales, sales, sales. Out them, That's always the best way because you're starting off without debt. But oftentimes, more often than not, you need those outside investors. So if you build a solid business plan and you know exactly the direction that you're going to go in, and you can account for every penny that you ask for, never take more than you need because that's debt, those investors will be your best friends. Get in a situation where you see things are going in the wrong direction, stop as fast as you see it. You don't want to just continue in that path, so you've got to find out what's going wrong, why is it going wrong, and stop it as soon as you can, make changes, and then go forward with the changes, and odds are you'll fix it. But the big trick is analyze the issue. What's going wrong? Why is it going wrong? What can I do to change it? If it fails, you start another one and you keep going until it works, because it will, and you learn by experience. Nobody gets it right first time. You're very lucky if you get it right first time, right, Adam?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's a much bigger reward for doing it yourself.
There though is that he's asking, is it worth doing even if it fails? And you would hope that going into it, like you said in your last question or the question before, you've done everything that you can to mitigate the chance of failure, right?
That's right. And
you can never get rid of it completely.
Failure is always a chance. In fact, the majority of new startups fail.
Yeah.
But you learn by the failures, and what I said earlier was analyze what went wrong, repeat what you did, but remove the elements that went wrong and replace them with something else. You might fail a second time, but if you keep going, you will succeed. And when you do succeed, the rewards are fantastic.